Imagine holding a piece of paper in your hands worth $7 billion. You could buy islands, yachts, palaces. You could live like a god for 10 lifetimes. Now imagine choosing to tear that paper in half and give it to the world for free. Most people would call that madness. Jonas Salk called it the only right thing to do. In the early 1950s, polio was every parent's worst nightmare. It struck without warning. One morning, a child was running and laughing in the yard. By evening, that same child couldn't move their legs. The disease spread through summer like fire. Swimming pools were closed, playgrounds emptied, and mothers kept their children indoors praying. In 1952 alone, nearly 58,000 Americans were infected. More than 3,000 died. Thousands more were left paralyzed for life, trapped in iron lungs just to breathe. The world was terrified, and the world was desperate. Jonas Salk, a quiet and obsessive virologist from New York, had been working around the clock for years. No vacations, no weekends, just science, failure, and trying again. His team at the University of Pittsburgh tested thousands of combinations, injected experimental formulas into monkeys, and slowly, painstakingly began to see results. On April 12, 1955, the announcement came. The vaccine worked. The reaction was unlike anything seen before. Church bells rang across America. People wept in the streets. Salk was hailed as a miracle worker, a modern saint. He appeared on the cover of every major magazine. His name was spoken alongside Einstein and Roosevelt. And then came the lawyers. They told him the numbers: $7 billion, maybe more. The patent was his. The formula was his. He had the right to control it, license it, and earn from every single dose produced anywhere in the world. He had sacrificed years of his life for this. He deserved it. Salk listened to them quietly. Then he said no. When journalist Edward R. Murrow asked him on live television who owned the patent to the polio vaccine, Salk paused for a moment, almost as if the question itself confused him. Well, the people, I would say. There is no patent. Could you patent the sun? That one sentence echoed around the world. By refusing to patent the vaccine, he made it immediately available to every pharmaceutical company that could produce it. Within months, the price of the vaccine collapsed. Mass production began. Vaccination campaigns launched across continents. By the end of the decade, polio cases in the United States had dropped by more than 90%. Children who would have been paralyzed learned to walk. Children who would have died grew up to have children of their own. Salk's decision didn't just save lives, it reshaped history. Jonas Edward Salk was born in 1914 in New York City, the son of poor Ashkenazi Jewish immigrants who never attended school themselves. His parents had one dream, that their children would be educated. Salk took that dream seriously. He was accepted to City College of New York at just 15 years old, and later enrolled in medical school, not to become a doctor in the traditional sense, but to understand how disease worked and how to stop it. He wasn't driven by money. He was driven by a burning, almost irrational need to solve the unsolvable. Colleagues described him as relentless, detail-obsessed, and deeply private. He didn't seek the spotlight found him. After the vaccine, Salk spent the rest of his life building the Salk Institute for Biological Studies in La Jolla, California, a research center dedicated to open science and the free exchange of ideas. He spent his final years working on a potential HIV vaccine, still chasing, still searching, still refusing to stop. He died in 1995, at the age of 80. He never won the Nobel Prize, a fact that many in the scientific community still consider a scandal. But he did receive something rarer, the genuine, unscripted gratitude of humanity. We live in an era that celebrates wealth above almost everything else. The richest people on Earth are treated like prophets. Their net worth is updated in real time. Their every opinion is broadcast and analyzed. We have built a culture where the accumulation of money is seen as the ultimate proof of a life well lived. Jonas Salk looked at $7 billion and felt nothing, because he had already chosen his currency. And it wasn't gold. It was the image of a child standing up and walking after polio had tried to take that from them forever. That is what a life can look like when it is built around something larger than yourself. The sun cannot be patented, and neither, it turns out, can a conscience.